I know you don't have a huge sample size of Clemson's new quarterback, with their quarterback change. Just what have you seen of him, and what's kind of some of the issues he presents?
Yeah, just like most of their team, he's really talented. Strong arm, strong release. He's played some reps. Obviously, not the lion's share the other kid did. Outside of the North Carolina game, but he's an athlete. We went back, watched his high school film. I mean, tremendous athlete, strong arm. He's talented. I can see why he's there, and I can see why those guys are so high on him. So we're gonna have our hands full. But we've obviously played a ton of talented quarterbacks within this league, and he's just the next guy up.
Jimmy, two things. One, do you see much schematic difference with Klubenik versus Zungulele?
Yeah. Now I will tell you, from that perspective, the sample size is small. When he was in there, whether it was the North Carolina game or some of the other games, he got in late. Very similar, particularly in the throw game, what they asked him to do. But he's connected, on a bunch of deep balls. And like I said, they'll run him, So you just don't know. But I think he's capable of doing the same thing that the other kid did. It's just a matter if they decide to use him that way.
How good do you think Will Shipley is running back?
Yeah, listen, I think he's a really good player. He's obviously young. Everyone that we've talked to that's faced those guys already, they say he's better than advertised. You get in the game, he's tough to tackle. He has good vision, good balance and body control. And then you see it. He's broke off a bunch of big runs against just about everybody he's played. So he's definitely got our attention. We understand, for us to be successful, we'll have to do a really good job, trying to contain him.
In that same line of thinking, they throw it to him out of the backfield a lot. What does he do well as a pass catcher that allows him to have success that way?
Yeah, he's got really good hands. He's a good athlete. Sometimes with the running backs, particularly the young guys, they're kind of a one-trick pony. They can run the ball, but not very good in protection or not very good on the perimeter when they're asked to catch the ball. But he does both extremely well. He's showed that he's a tough guy that'll block you on some pressures, and he's obviously shown the ability to catch the ball on the perimeter and make guys miss. So he's definitely, a really good athlete, and once again, you realize why he's there.
Coach, kind of shifting to you guys, I know you guys haven't gone back and done all the deep dive and the quality control and the self-scouting and all that stuff, but between the regular season and the bowl game, coming off the regular season, what do you feel like you guys as a defense did well? What do you feel like some areas you guys didn't do as well?
Yeah, again, like you said, it's hard to say, exactly what it is. We kind of live from game to game. And we obviously finished on a high note, probably played some of the best football we played, at the last game. But we understand there's always work to be done. I'm proud of the guys, just the way they've competed, with all the moving parts we've had on the back end, the way those guys, constantly came in, next man up mentality. But we understand, once, hopefully we can finish this finish the season on a good note. There's definitely some work to be done, but we'll address that, at the end of the season.
A lot of talk during this time of year about, player development, particularly early in bowl practice. Where do you see some of your young guys on defense and from a development standpoint, particularly at linebacker? What do you how close are Elijah and Caleb getting to where you think you can play them kind of in any situation if need be?
Yeah, I think those guys have come miles, really, because one of the things we're very conscious of trying to give guys opportunities, particularly on special teams. And both of those guys, I think if you talk to Coach Eckler, say, those guys were, part of our core on special teams and did a tremendous job, which breeds confidence. So I think they're close. I really do. I think if you asked me this, 6 or 7 weeks ago, I would not have been able to say that. But I like the direction they're headed in. Both are tremendous athletes. Both guys want to be great, and they're working at a pace that's going to put them in line to be able to contribute at a high level.
When you look at how you guys evaluate and judge individual players, in your experience, how much can that be affected by these bowl practices and the bowl game, how they perform? Can a player change your mind based on these last few weeks?
Well, I think every opportunity, is evaluated, and every opportunity is a chance to get better. And obviously having a chance to go through bowl prep gives you a chance to, invest and, build some of that compound interest. So, I don't know necessarily to change our minds, but it can reinforce, that this kid is heading in the right direction, based on the number of snaps that he's gotten and how much better he's gotten. So, I mean, you know, football is no different than life. The more you do some things, you know, the better you get at it or the worse you get at it. And if you practice the right way and you do things the right way, you know, you'll typically like the results. And, you know, we have a lot of young guys on our defense that are really working hard and putting themselves in a position to be able to contribute. And I think that's a good thing to be happy about, you know, for the University of Tennessee.
Couple things. Do you feel healthy defensively?
Yeah, I think as healthy as you can be, you know, at this time of the year. You know, we've really been conscious to try to, you know, in some positions play as many guys as we can, particularly up front. I think that has bode well for us. You know, we've been able to, for the most part, you know, get those guys through. You know, on the back end, you know, just kind of out of necessity because of what, you know, transpired during the course of the year. You've played a ton of guys. So, yeah, I mean, I think guys are starting to get a little bit healthier, but I think if you poll the country, you know, this is a tough sport played by tough people, and, you know, you got to find a way to fight through it to give yourself a chance to finish the season, and, you know, we're no different.
And against South Carolina, the defense didn't play that well, didn't have Jeremy Banks. He was there for Vanderbilt. You played a lot better. Do you consider him the emotional leader of the defense?
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy's obviously a talented player, but I don't think I could stand here and say, you know, one guy is the difference between, you know, winning and losing. But I will tell you, you know, obviously he's done a lot of good things for this university in terms of his play on the field, and, you know, we love it when he's out there. But as I've said, you know, since the beginning, you know, it's a next man up mentality, and the standard is a standard, and, you know, we expect to be successful regardless of who's in the game.
One of the younger guys that's kind of made some plays on special teams is Jordan Thomas. What have you seen out of him on the defensive side, and how much or how big is this set of practices for him to kind of start that springboard towards 2023?
Yeah, Jordan is a kid who's very focused and driven. You know, he's a guy that understands how important practice is, and you see it in his play. He had a tremendous, you know, season in terms of his play on special teams. And like I said, that just breeds confidence, you know. Is he exactly ready to go right this second? You know, no. But I love where he is. I love the direction he's headed. You know, I think, you know, he'll be a guy that, you know, you guys are going to be happy to see this time next year, you know, based on his body of work to this point.
Tim, are you a guy generally who likes having this sort of month or so or 5 weeks between games, or once you get into a rhythm, do you kind of like to stay in it? Because, you know, it gives you more time to prepare, but it also would give the other guys a lot more time to drop stuff.
Yeah, ask me that after the game. You know, that's probably the better answer. So, I mean, you know, you just want to play football when you can. I don't know that, you know, I've played a ton of bowl games, and, you know, the right time is obviously when you win it, you know, and we obviously are working our tails off to put ourselves in the best position to win it. Having a time to heal sometimes, you know, is a plus. You know, for us, I would say for this season and this particular team, you know, I'm glad we got a chance to, you know, try to heal up some guys, give some guys a chance to get fresh and give us an opportunity to get ready for a really talented Clemson team. Thanks, Coach. Thank you. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.